Tyla released her second album, Apop, last week on Friday, July 24th. It was supported by 4 pretty cool, solid singles. We had Is It, we had Chanel, we had my favorite, She Did It Again, and then Is It Love? And my anticipation versus my listening experience, they were completely different. And we gonna talk about it. Like, how come it went from I generally enjoyed the singles that she released for this album, but like the actual album and then like what she provided us, showed us, it just doesn't match. And it's really crazy to me. Like I almost felt like I was psyching myself out. Like I thought it was me. Like I was like, let me really give this another listen, like really like repeat listen to this to really make sure that I'm not tripping. But my thoughts are confirmed, and it falls short. It falls short. Hey y'all, I'm Jayway. Welcome to my channel, and I'm going to talk about my thoughts and feelings about Tyla's second album, Apop, and why I feel like it fell short. But before we get into the album review, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Turn that notification bell all the way on. Make sure it's on so you get all notifications. You don't miss any videos and posts. I'm gonna wait to make sure you're able to do that. Assuming that you do that, let's get into the video. The whole concept for Apop is about taking African pop to new heights, or really showing what an African pop star can look like. And how I interpret it when I first heard the title, I thought of Tyla redefining pop by really pushing amapiano, fusing amapiano into pop music, bringing the Southern African influences, and really creating a unique pop sound that, you know, would really stand out amongst her peers and this generation. So I really loved the title when I first heard it. It really clicked, and I was like, ooh, I really saw the vision for it. As far as the cover, I don't really have too many thoughts about it. Like, it's okay, but I really do love the whole concept behind it and the visuals, how it's very bright and colorful. So I really love what Tyla presented when it came to the whole vision of this album. Specifically, a lot of the aesthetics for this album really took me back to Rome Reloaded by Nicki Minaj. Like, if you were there, you just already know, but for the ones who weren't there, like, very bright, very colorful. Of course, a lot of pink, but like, even with the whole body paint, it just kind of reminds me of like Starship. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was on the mood board. So that also was like, it's giving me like, you know, 2010s a little bit. It's giving me 2010s, like early 2010s Nicki. So I really fucked with the whole aesthetics. As I stated earlier, the single lineup is solid. Is It is the perfect lead song. I'm so glad it made the cut, because I thought because it didn't really hit the charts or whatever, that they were gonna scrap it and it wasn't gonna make the album. I'm so glad they included it, because it is such a good song. Like, I really love the vibes. It's a perfect summer song, and is it the fuck that I messed with the lyrics. Is it a song when I get it on? Or is it like when like, it's a vibe. Like, that was a really good song. Chanel, I don't really care for. Like, I really tried to like that song. I really don't care for it, but I do like the production. So I see why people kind of mess with it, but it's not my song, but it's okay. Now, the single that really stole the show for me is She Did It Again. Like, oh my gosh, I'm telling you, for like a week straight, I was playing that song every day. The synthesizers, oh my gosh, it scratches a part of my brain that it's just, I don't know what it does. Like, I don't know what it's hitting, but them damn synthesizers that, oh my flipping goodness, it's so good. Best single from this album, and I really love that Zara Larsson's on here. She really complimented the song well. They really paired very well together, and she really made the song pop a little more. I really like her verse, everything that she provided on the song. It was really, really good. And then Is It Love? At first I was kind of writing that one off. Like, I'm like, I don't really care about that one, but it grew on me. I'm not gonna lie. Is it love? Is it love? If you don't cry, cry, cry. It don't mean shit if I don't see tears in those eyes. It grew on me. It grew on me, and it instantly brought me back to early 2010s. I love the vibe that it was giving, so it grew on me. I feel like that's the one that's kind of gonna grow more on people. Like, at first you're kind of like, like, it's alright, but then it sneaks up on you. That chorus, it sneaks up on. And with all that being said, I didn't even have super high expectations for this album or like really expecting something so unrealistic from Tyla. The song that I feel like I really enjoyed is I didn't care too much about Chanel, but like when I heard She Did It Again, that was the one I'm like, okay, I really do have to listen to this album and keep up with when this album drops, because that was really, really good. I love that. But I really feel like it should be a lot bigger than what it actually is. I'm kind of shocked, but it did its thing. But that was the one that I'm like, yeah, I gotta listen to this album for real. Because Is It was like, okay, but She Did It Again, that sealed the deal for me. Didn't have super high expectations. I just expected really great music. I knew she would deliver. And everything that she presented before we even got the album released, it was really great. But the album, let me walk you through like my first impression, like first time listening to this album. I believe I listened to it on Friday, the release day. You have Is It Love? It's growing on me. It's cool. Okay. You have That Girl, and I've seen that's been getting a lot more popular. And I'm like, okay, we're kind of warming up. We're getting into it. Then the next song was kind of I didn't really like Kiss. I think the one after Kiss was Fairy Tales. Like it was literally like this back and forth of like, like you're getting me, you're losing me. And then like towards the end, I was just so shocked. Like I just couldn't believe it. I was like, there's no way that this album's already finished. Like let me just like double check my phone acting stupid. You know, sometimes your phone be acting stupid, it might pause or something. I'm like, maybe that happened. I said, that's it? I said, let me listen again. And I had the same thoughts. I was like, it was very underwhelming. And I could not believe it, because the lead up and everything was just spot on. It was solid. And then like actual listening experience, I just could not believe it. I was like, this is so underwhelming. This is so underbaked. Like what? Like this is impossible. I was just in disbelief after my listen. I was just like, wow. The album didn't know which direction it wanted to go into. It didn't know if it wanted to be early 2010s pop. It didn't know if it wanted to be an R&B influenced pop album. And then it randomly sprinkled Amapiano. The album just felt so rinky-dink, and it didn't know where it wanted to go. And then another issue that it had is that it's very short. Like it's too short. Like literally listening to this album, I was like, there's no way. Like it just didn't really feel lasting. And I don't feel like it really had like great music that I was like, you know what? It was a short little session, but we have some bangers. We have some really good album cuts. It didn't have that. It was just very underwhelming. Like I don't think there's any other word I can describe than just underwhelming. And I really expected more Amapiano on this album, and there's 2 songs that have Amapiano. It's towards the end. I can't think of the name right now, but it's literally like the second to third last songs on the album. Like it just felt like once you got into those songs, it just felt like filler. Like it didn't even feel like really good Amapiano music. I love when Tyla's in her Amapiano bag. Like that to me is when she's at her best. Like yes, she could do good in like R&B and pop, but that Amapiano, where are my Shake Off fans at? Cause Shake Off, hey baby, dun, dun, dun. Oh my gosh, like I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting like something like that, you know, really getting into it. And those songs, it just felt so basic and boring, and I'm surprised it didn't have more of a presence. I'm really shocked by that. Or just hearing more of the Southern African influences in the music, especially when you hear the album tracks in comparison to the singles. There's like a huge disconnect, because I feel like the singles has much of a better quality. You can tell like, okay, these are the ones that we gonna spend extra time with. Everything else really needed more time in the oven. Like most of the songs on these albums, like they could have easily been scrapped. They could have used a little more sessions, a little more time in the oven to really, bake and get better. Or we could have just found better desserts, better songs. These songs, they're just mid. Every song on the album can't be fucking mid. And that's how this album feels. Like it just feels mid. Like there's a few little ones like, okay, we cooking here. And then everything else is like mid, very safe, very boring. Like I'm telling you, like my excitement and interest went from like here, and it just kept progressively and gradually lowering as I continued listening to this album. And it just upsets me, because it's like, it's not supposed to be this way. Even though the album was a disappointment, it did provide some gems. My 2 favorite songs on the album are Double Blind and Mr. Nonchalant. Double Blind is the best song on the album, and wow, I wish we got more songs of that caliber. What I love about that song is you really get to hear Tyla's vocals giving a little bit of a vocal performance, especially with it kind of being a little stripped down. Oh my gosh, it was very nice to hear. And I also love the chorus, especially when it like builds up with the drums and everything. It's just a really good song, and I feel like out of all the songs, the most raw that you can hear Tyla. So I really appreciate that. Sometimes I feel like it's forgotten that Tyla can sing, and I wish she portrayed this more or captured this more on this album, that she can sing. So this is the song that did it. So I really appreciate that she was able to show some of her vocals. Mr. Nonchalant, I really like it. It's a little cheeky. I really like that post chorus. It's like sticking to me, slush. It's like, it's cool. I like that. It's a little different for Tyla, you know, playing into a different sound. I really like that. That was like more of the stuff I was expecting. Something a little different, a little experimental, especially with the title being apop. Like those songs to me kind of like captures like, okay, this is kind of what I was expecting and wanting from this album. So I really fuck with those two songs. It's really insane and unbelievable how underwhelming and disappointing this album is. Like I couldn't believe it. So I had to really, you know, do some research to understand like, okay, what could have led to this outcome? Like, how did we get here? I had to really look through, and I watched some of Tyla's interviews that she did, you know, the press run that she did for this album, and I came across some interesting interviews where she talked about how she was like more lax and carefree when it came to this album. With the recording process, it was sporadic. You know, I was gonna pop in the studio for 1 month and shit, see y'all motherfuckers in the next 2 months, 3 months. So very chill and lax. And she was saying how she didn't like to be so polished, because when it came to her debut era, she felt like she had to do particular things to be a pop star, or there was certain things that she had to live up to. And I guess that was, you know, very like constricting for her, restricting. So she didn't want to be as polished for this era. So everything was kind of like a whatever energy is what I got from the interviews when she described the whole album process. She also mentioned how when it came to her first album, she stressed about the details, and if things didn't go a particular way, it's like, no, I can't do it. Like she, you know, she was that type of person. I guess you could say like a perfectionist, someone who just, it's like, it has to go like my way, like to the T, and if it don't, like cancel the fucking shit. Apop, she didn't want to be under that, you know, stress and that pressure that she put herself in. Another thing that I found interesting is that in one of her interviews, she said that all the songs that were on the album were first picks. So there wasn't no like, this wasn't gonna make the cut, or, you know, this one almost got chopped. Like literally everything that's on the album, this is locked in, which I find crazy, because for most artists, there's literally a back and forth between like, what's gonna be here, what's gonna be track number 2, 4, 3, 6. Like there's always like that battle of what song should make the album. So I just found it very interesting that she said that they were all first picks, which explains why everything feels so underbaked, because to just go with one thing and then that's it and locked in, that could be to your detriment, because that song may not be as strong as you think it is, or as good as you think it is, or at least record something else to see like, okay, how does this pair with that one versus this one? You know what I mean? So I just found that a little interesting and weird. I understand that she doesn't want to stress and care too much about every details or be this perfectionist, but I feel like she stripped it back way too much, because this is your second album. I feel like you are coming in with this very unique sound, like with Amapiano. I don't really like how it was kind of like, yeah, it's just a kind of vibe to this song and I liked it and boop boop boop. Like I wish it was like reminder in the head like, hey, yo, I gotta deliver the best pop album. Like I came through, the people are really liking me with Amapiano. I'm a trailblazer. Like I really need to like prove a point and like show people like, baby, I'm here to stay. I feel like this is what this album was supposed to be, and it really could have lived up to that. Especially when I watched the album trailer, it was like apop is global, apop is this, apop is that, and I don't feel like it lives up to that. And I love the visuals and aesthetics and everything, but I feel like it just doesn't live up to what the album actually is. Like you're seeing the body paint, you're seeing the colorfulness. Like even when she's doing the album release party, she's in the club. Like it really gives you a vibe. Like it's gonna be like a really fun time. Like you would think it would be experimental and really fun and like crazy and like different, but getting into the album, it doesn't match that. I always think about Missy Elliott's advice for artists releasing or preparing for their second album. Like she was pretty much saying like, go crazy, be experimental, do stuff that you always wanted to do because you've already proven yourself with your debut album. And there's always that guaranteed factor that, okay, like if I enjoyed the debut album, I'm gonna tune into the second album because it's like you have that track record that, okay, if this is good, this next one gotta be good. And I love that advice because you really should go all out for your second album. And if you listen to The Real World by Missy Elliott, she lived up to that with the iconic productions like She's a Bitch, like the music video. She had Hot Boys, even the album cut, Stickin' Chickens. Dedication, dedication. That's a really good song. I'm surprised. Side note, but I'm surprised Stickin' Chickens wasn't an actual single. That song is really, really good. That has, it features Aaliyah and Da Brat. Get into it. Listen to the album, The Real World. I think that's, I always go back and forth between her first album, Super Duper Fly, and then the second album, The Real World. But I consider that my favorite Missy Elliott album. Definitely get into it. It's really, really good. But back to the video. I really love her advice when it comes to the second album because it's really true. Like I think of various examples when you think of even Beyonce, her debut album's like solid, but the second one, like she just took it up a notch. There was something that she did different. Having a video for every damn song on the album, like really pushing herself vocally. I think of Nicki with Roma Reloaded. I can sit here and talk about that album all day, but
no, I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed.
The world she was creating, even when she did the re-up, like just everything she provided on there, just amazing. Like you really, you know what I mean? Like you could think of a lot of other people, those people that come to mind when it comes to like, okay, like the first album, stamp, but the second album, baby, run for the money. We could really talk about it. You know what I mean? That's the vibe that I was really expecting when it comes to apop. Like for it to really push, like it was really supposed to take me through there, like bring it to me, like give it to me. It was just supposed to slap me in the face. I even went back and listened to her debut album and it's literally night and day. When you listen to her debut album, that was an album crafted to really show like, baby, this is an artist that we need people to pay attention to. All the tracks hits. Even the ones I don't really care too much about, it hits. Breathe me. Number one, you don't give me nothing. Oh my gosh, I love Tim's on that song. She did so good. I love her tone on that song. You give me butterflies. You have how to go all night long. And you know I love Shake Shake. Hey baby, pushing on my button with no hesitation. They never met a pretty girl from Joburg. To me now, and that's what they prefer. Like bangers on bangers on bangers. Like it's amazing from start to finish. Then you listen to the second album, it's very like it just does not match. Like the quality, like the hits, it just doesn't match. Apop is supposed to be as good or even better. It's not better and it's not as good. As disappointing as this album was, it does have the hits, and I even see the next single, That Girl, has been picking up. You know, the people has really been loving the Today performance that she had. You know, a lot of people are really liking the song. They also like that girl in the pink. She was killing it, like dancing, and there's like a whole dance that goes to it. So that one's been picking up. So even though this album is kind of and mid to me, I do think it, you know, will carry some legs because of the singles and even the new song That Girl. And in conclusion, I really wish Tyla took the album process a lot more seriously and was more laser focused, because I really feel like she could have delivered much better music than what we got on this album. She discussed her goal of becoming a pop star, being influenced influenced by people she's growing up and like really envisioning herself like, dang, I could be that. And I know that she was worried about how she was with her debut album being like, you know, too serious, too much of a perfectionist when it came to details and stuff like that. And of course, you don't want to literally stress yourself out, but I feel like that chip has to be on your shoulder in the back of your mind, so you're really motivated and driven to produce the best work. Think of the greatest albums, you know, iconic albums. Like a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and energy went into that work. Like it may have been a bitch, it may have been frustrating to make that work, but they can look back and appreciate what they put in because they really made a great product. So it does take that. Like you kind of have to be a little bit of a nut job when it comes to making these albums and really, you know, trying to cement yourself and, you know, prop yourself up as a superstar, as a pop star. The lackadaisical kind of like, yeah, I just made the song. Like if you watch interviews, like you'll see that it was just so interesting to me. I was just like, I feel like this should be the one where you're like, okay, I'm in grind mode. Like I gotta make sure this shit is on point, making sure I'm giving this, giving that, giving the thirds, the seconds. Like you're doing everything. You're hitting all marks. This is beyond Tyla, but I am annoyed of this current era of like, yeah, I'm just gonna do whatever, not care about the outcomes, not care about the consequences. Like I'm just so tired of that. Like I see a lot of people like that just kind of just don't care, or it's whatever, and however it turns out, it's okay. And it's like, no, it's not okay. Like take this shit seriously, give your best work, put in the effort. I am so tired of that. And the thing that like really annoys me about this album, like I understand the singles are always gonna pop out because those are like the most outstanding songs, or the songs that's gonna grab your attention, but it's very annoying to me when it's like the singles seem to be like the best thing that was recorded on the album. Okay, the singles is always going to stand out, but there's always that album cut. It's like, oh, you're kind of still in the show here, or you also could have been a potential single. You know what I mean? I hated that a lot of the songs. It's just like, why is it such a drastic difference in the quality of these songs? It was so annoying. Why do the singles stick out so much? Like a little too much. Just like almost like y'all only had budget or attention for these singles, and everything else is like whatever. But as you can see, I got the album and the shirt. You know, I like to support artists whenever I can, even though I'm a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, I really love this shirt because I was waiting like to see like, okay, what should I get, the vinyl, this, that, and then like I think probably the week or like a few days leading up to the album release, there was like a special sale and different stuff that she had, and I saw the shirt. I was like, wow, I'm gonna get this shirt. I'm just hoping for the next one, like taking it seriously. I think having that chip on the shoulder is important. It's that reminder, because I feel like not having it there, it's kind of like you just do whatever. With the singles that was provided on here, it's like it shouldn't have been given up that way. Like it should have been bangers on bangers on bangers. It should not have been underwhelming or lost. Like I just feel like it should have been a hit. Like there should be no reason that we're having issues, boring songs. It should have been a hit. That's pretty much all my thoughts on this album. Let me know your thoughts. Did you enjoy the Tyla album? Did you not enjoy the Tyla album? What were your favorite songs? How have you been enjoying the era? How do you feel about the That Girl music video with it using AI? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.